He spends a lot of time grooming his food. He's very particular about it. Let's see if I can move over here. It's my new camera. Let's see if I can pick it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot better than my last camera was. Sorry about the reflection of the light on the glass, but yeah, I like this camera a lot better. I've got my air purifier going. I run that all year long for the snakes, and I have 2 humidifiers in the house. This thing I have to wash the core down at least once a week because it gets so grimy. You wouldn't believe the chemicals and crap that these things take out of there. This is actually a blue light. It shows up white because of my flash, but this thing's a godsend when you got snakes. It keeps the air in the house clean and pure. Yeah, Chewy, you gave that rat a bloody nose. You gave it a bloody nose. I had him outdoors today. I knew if he went outside and I brought him in after he relaxed a little while, he'd eat. I don't know why people think it's gross to see your snakes eating, especially animals that are already dead. I'm not against live feedings if it's for young snakes that are just learning to eat. A lot of those have to be assist fed or force fed, but with adult snakes, there's really no reason why they should have to kill an animal to eat it. I order all mine from Rodent Pro. Their food quality for rodents is excellent, and that's where all my snakes get their food from. But yeah, I'm not against live feedings. You have to with baby snakes. A lot of them are born, don't even know how to eat. You have to literally teach them how. But for adult snakes, no. I'm not into, I don't get a charge or a kick out of throwing a live animal in, seeing my snakes attack it and eat. Because, you know, if you want social snakes and you want to handle them, you're promoting aggressive behavior from the snake by allowing it to go after its food and strike at it and kill it and constrict it. And you know, somehow that's defeating your purpose if you want to have social snakes, because you're encouraging them to be aggressive eaters. So that's the last thing you really want to do if you want to be able to handle your snakes freely without being worried about getting bit or being mistaken for food. Most of my snakes are drop fed. It reduces the stress on me and on my snakes as well. But yeah, it's Chewy having lunch. He'll sit here and hold it for a while. He's one of those guys that thinks he's got to kill it before he eats it. Even though it's already dead, it's been frozen and thawed out, but he still sits there and holds on to it. But you know, it doesn't make sense to me. People don't have a problem with seeing cats and dogs eating meat products. Why do they have a problem with seeing us feed our snakes? Because it's necessary. They have to eat to survive. And a lot of things people do and say and feel don't make sense to me, but I don't know. There's nothing repulsive about watching your snake eat, because they have to eat to survive. It's not cruel. It's not inhuman. The food I give my snakes is already dead and it's been frozen, so there's no cruelty involved in it. I don't know where people get their attitudes from about it, but it's definitely not a cruel process. And he's going to sit here and hold it for a while, so I'll pick the video back up after. Yeah, Chewy's still holding his food. He thinks he's got to kill it. And he'll turn it around a few times, and he does a dance with his dinner. He's always done this. He's so dramatic. He is a drama king. I give him that. Well, at least you didn't bite it by the middle of the back this time. You're closer to the nose. And he'll just sit here and hold it for a while. That's what he does. But yeah, all my snakes are drop fed. They don't strike at their food. Like I said, it reduces the stress on them, and it reduces the stress on the person that's feeding them to raise them to be drop fed. You gonna hold it all afternoon, Chewy? You aren't asleep, are you? He's been known to go to sleep while he was holding his food. You, what are you doing? Hey, you. But you reach in there and touch him or touch that rat and it's on. He may look immobile. He may be like he's not aware of what's going on, but don't kid yourself. Because I made that mistake before. I didn't think he was going to eat. As soon as I reached for it, he came right at me. So, yeah, you have to be careful when you're doing that. They're great tricksters, snakes are. They're good at playing you. They're good at making you feel like a fool because they do know how to manipulate you. So, yeah. Like I said, it's about learning to understand their point of view, not your point of view that counts when you're raising snakes. I don't do a lot of snake feeding videos because people are so quick to jump on them and insult you for it, and it's senseless. It really is. Because they have to be fed. But I got away from making feeding videos. I must have 100 saved up in folders on my computer that I never posted because of people's attitudes about it. But like I said, these are pre-killed rodents. They're not something I threw in there and let my snake attack and strike and cause harm to the animal. It was already dead when I gave them to my snakes. So I don't see how people can find cruelty in that. You eat pork, you eat chicken, you eat beef. It's dead when you get it. You're no different. I mean, you know, if it's okay for you, then it's okay for the animals to eat to survive too. There's so many hypocrites in the world. They just blow my mind. Double standards, I call it. You know, you shouldn't be feeding your snake rats. Really? You shouldn't be eating cows and pigs and other animals, poultry then, because you're doing the same thing. You got a problem with animals eating, then you should have a problem with what you eat. People are whacked. I think people just like to talk crap. I've come to that conclusion. Most of them don't know what the hell they're talking about, but they still run their mouth about stuff. Even though they don't know what they're talking about, I guess it inflates their ego to make them feel like they know what they're talking about, because 9 out of 10 times when it's a discussion about snakes, all the bad misinformation out there, your snakes tolerate you, they hate being handled, it stresses them out, it makes them mean. It's all crap. Don't buy into it. If you do, you're going to grow up to be just like those people that keep snakes that never let them out of their enclosures. And the animals end up caged for life, living in a prison. That's not living. That's not even thriving. That's just existing. Don't you get a problem with the way a lot of us give our snakes a good quality of life? You know, that's your problem. It's not ours, because our snakes show us that it makes a difference on a daily basis. Oh yeah, so many mixed opinions. You can't even pay me to look at a care sheet anymore because they're so generic. It's not about each individual snake's personality or its temperament or anything. It's all about clumping them all together as one species and say they all do this, they all do that, they all will get this way, they all won't get that way, this is how it's done, not like that. That's generic. Snakes are individuals. That does not apply. So if you've really learned to take care of your snakes from care sheets, the facts are somewhat accurate, but you get people on there saying things that don't apply at all. Myself, I've raised them for 55 years. I didn't learn it from other people. I learned it from my snakes. That's a suggestion I make to anyone that keeps them. Don't take everybody's advice, because it'll have you so messed up in the head you won't know whether you're doing things right or wrong. Use your own judgment. Watch your snake. Let your snake show you how you need to be taking care of it. They will. They can't talk to you, but they'll show you. So, you know, don't take everybody's advice. It'll make you crazy as hell. This is a classic example of how gentle my snakes are. Even when they're eating, they're very gentle. You don't see the aggressive behavior. You don't see them frailing themselves around and slamming up against things. You don't see them being destructive. They're very calm when they eat. They're very calm when they're around people. That's the life snakes should have. Really is. You didn't bite it by the nose. Yeah, you did. You got it. Okay. Usually he'll whip his back across his head so I can't film him. Maybe he's being social today. But see how gentle he is. All my snakes are like that when they eat. They're not vicious. They're not aggressive. That's what we do. We're used to being handled. We're used to being social. We know we have no reason to feel threatened or vulnerable, so we're calm, relaxed animals. Nothing aggressive about them. They're very gentle. Now he's going to cover it with his back. I still say snakes have a lot of pride. All my snakes do is my big constrictors, if I'm filming them and they see me filming, they'll cover their head up with their back so I can't see their head while they're eating. It's kind of cute, really, if you think about it. I think it's pride. People think I'm crazy, but I think snakes do have pride. I've seen them pout when they bite you by accident. So much more to them than people are aware of. Those people will never know if they don't invest more time learning about them and spending time working with them and handling them. That's how gentle he is. You gonna hide it from me again? You're not nice. You're mean. You gonna hide your dinner? I see you though. You're right here. You're on the other side of your loop. They're fascinating to watch. They're amazing. They have so many different personality traits. So many different temperament traits. And if you don't spend time with them, you'll never see these things. And it's too bad because you lose out and so does the snake. Yeah, Chewy's a big boy. No mistake in that. He's polite. He's got pride. He hides when he's eating, so you can't see him. Just food for thought. It's not that your snakes are doing anything wrong. Perhaps it's you that's doing everything wrong. Maybe that's why your snakes snap at you and strike at you. Maybe that's why your snakes won't cooperate with you. And they want to flee and take off and get away from you every time you touch them or pick them up. That's a snake reacting to the way you're making it feel. It's not a flaw in the snake's character. It's a flaw in your character because you don't understand them. There's nothing gross about seeing a snake eat. They're very clean. Mine are very clean, very calm, very relaxed. There's no aggressive behavior. It's a very calm, relaxing process. It's not gross. It's not disgusting. It's not repulsive. I don't know where people get their ideas from because it really isn't. That good lunch, Chews. Yeah, that's a good lunch.